Sounds good.
Cool. All right. So we are recording. Jason, Chris, thank you so much for joining us. Us at Benzinga are really excited to have you on here to talk about, what you're teaming up to do and, the impact that you're hoping to create from it. So thank you both for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. Yeah. We're really excited to talk about the subject today and, kick it off to you guys without taking up any more of your time. Why is it important to invest in underrepresented entrepreneurs? And, what is the funding for your effort hope to do and how to impact their efforts?
Sure. Chris, you want to take that?
Well, sure. First of all, thanks for having us. And I think, we can both answer that from two different ways. Jason being an industry leader, he understands the ebbs and flows, the tendencies of not only the business, but also of management, of hard workers. And we're so encouraged that, that we get to bring people to a seat at the table. And so I think what this really does is just help create a robust industry, one that's full and well-rounded from the top to the bottom with success and not leaving anyone behind. And I think it takes, people like Jason that are really committed and others that have been doing it or want to do it to continue or to start so that everyone can be successful in this wonderful new industry.
Yeah, absolutely. Well said, Chris. I mean, my view is just that, I never realized until a couple of years ago, sort of the disparity of how many Black people were being arrested versus white people across the country for cannabis over the years, and how many people are sitting in jail right now, and how many people are getting arrested every day in states, where this is where it's not legal, at least on a state level. And once I realized that, I felt like, I sort of, or I've been thinking over the last couple of years about how that needed to change, and that if the fundamental underpinnings of this industry didn't have more people of color in it, then I just feel like overall it's going to make it so that the overall industry can't be sort of as successful and as sustainable. So when I had the opportunity to team up with Chris on this, and he definitely shared my passion and my view on this, and genuinely wanted to sort of looked at it more so from the point of view of being able to have an impact and to correct some of these issues. He was looking at it more so from that perspective than just looking to make money. I just felt like we were sort of I don't know, made for each other in terms of doing this whole thing. And that doesn't mean that it doesn't probably come up later on, but it doesn't mean that the companies that we invest in don't need to be able to make money, because we also both strongly have the view that the only way that we're going to be able to have a real impact and to build a sustainable fund that can continue to help more and more people is if these companies that we invest in are profitable or have a pathway to profitability, so they can build real businesses.
Absolutely. I appreciate you both opening up on that, because a lot of important topics to go from there. And, I think starting off, just diving in a little further, the disparity, Jason, you said, being educated to it in recent years. Chris, trying to bring that attention to more and more people in the space. Why is it now important to invest in Black and BIPOC businesses as the cannabis industry matures? What about the underrepresentation we currently have?
Well, for me, it's not just the cannabis industry. It's just Jason as a business leader doing it in the cannabis industry. And I think that's one thing that I don't even know if Jason understands right now, that where he put his heart is not just showing people in the cannabis industry, but this isn't a giveaway. This is Jason as a business acumen. He understands talent, he sees it. And this is going to show other businesses, hey, you can invest in these communities if you're as smart as you think you are, if you have the talent and the eye that you think that you have. So this isn't just about cannabis, which we're investing, but I think hopefully the success of these individuals will affect their communities, and the success of their communities will speak to other industry and say, wait a minute, Why aren't more industry investing in those smart people, hardworking people that are people of color or whatever, and invest in those communities? So hopefully this transcends, this industry.
Yeah, so we're seeing it's just cannabis is one piece of a much larger puzzle then.
Yeah.
I think someone has to be the example and put their money where their mouth is. And, just Jason's track record, his passion, everyone knows that. And so, first of all, you know that you have to work hard if you're on this team. And I think that speaks to the success, hopefully, of these other companies. And it builds a narrative that listen, there's some positive things that can come out of working and giving people opportunity. And that's what this is about in the cannabis industry.
Absolutely. Yeah. And, one of the things too that we're talking about is, the restorative justice aspect of it too. How large of a component is it to work with the formerly incarcerated or even the currently incarcerated with the first steps of the program and going forward?
Chris, you want?
I can handle that.
I'm sorry. I'm
Yeah,
just
go
going to
ahead.
close my door. I'm going to close my door. I hear the movers in the background. Chris,
No worries.
No worries. No worries. I think it's very important. I think, very honestly, our mission statement isn't something that we have to make up. It's what we live. And so when you look at my other companies or other, very inclusive. And so, yes, it just happens to be in cannabis. But yes, we were disproportionately affected. When you look at even the tax laws in the 30s, how the same percentage now that were arrested over them, which was about 3% of more of blacks, are today the same for marijuana. So yeah, we hope to affect change from top to bottom, to create industry leaders, to get knowledge, operational know-how from Jason and his team. And so we really hope to make an impact of change, but it might sound crude, but yeah, but I work with people that happen to be in the prison system all the time because my community was unfairly targeted. So this is what we do. We're inclusive. Diversity is our strength, and we love diversity.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And we are going to. We've been, and that's what I was saying in terms of feeling like we were made for each other. These are conversations that we've been having a lot for the last few weeks, and it's and it's talking about how to structure. We're in the process of actually papering the documents for the fund, and then what we've been talking about a lot lately is, okay, now it's going to be structured like a regular 2 and 20 private equity fund, but what can we take from the profits that we make as the people running the investment manager? What can we do even there from a social justice perspective or restorative justice perspective? We've talked about, Chris and I talked yesterday. And by the way, after we put the news out on this, I've gotten so much amazing feedback from so many people that I know that I didn't know were as interested in this. And practically every company I've spoken to over the last couple of days from the fund perspective, they've told me that they want to help. And that they would be, they'd help us with, because we do think that a big part of what's going to ensure the success of the companies we invest in is we want to help them with some of the infrastructure aspects of it, whether it's, HR or SOPs and training and things like that. And the amount of amazing feedback that I've gotten from a lot of these companies is that they all want to help us. One of the things that I brought up with Chris and I was very excited about, and I don't know, I guess I didn't even really realize it. One of the companies mentioned to me that that many law firms, especially the larger ones, their attorneys are required to do a certain amount of pro bono work, every year. And wouldn't it be great? We were talking about, wouldn't it be great if we could get some of those firms to do some pro bono work in terms of getting some folks out of jail who unfortunately, amazingly are still, there's many people who still have multi-year sentences, based upon cannabis, not even with any, violence attached to it or anything like that, purely from the aspect of being in the cannabis industry. So we do want to do all of that. That's going to be less as part of the investment portfolio, but more so from some of the money that we're going to make, and B, just in terms of Chris's position and mine, in terms of being able to put the right people together and make some things like that happen.
Yeah, and it seems like, you're one of the, the few people that really take that first step forward and get it rolling. But like you said, the response you've been hearing from everyone, such a positive response. It really, does it seem like, it's just one person or, one effort that really takes to, get the ball rolling and you get the rest of the cannabis industry behind it. Is that what it seems like? It's like you're the momentum starter?
I hope
Not to give
so.
you too much credit, like to tell you guys up too much, but it does seem like you're starting a lot of momentum for a lot of companies that might otherwise not make that first step.
Right. Yes, I think so. Absolutely. And we would love to have everybody, join us and copy us and, have many more funds like this out there. Because, the people that want to do this, by the way, most of them, they want to do it for the right reasons. And, so many people, I think overall, cannabis has attracted a certain type of entrepreneur. And most of them, this really, really resonates with them, and it's been amazing the last few days, going back and forth with Chris over texts and calls and talking about all the people that have come out to in support of this, at least offers of support.
Andrew,
Yep.
many people, we don't want to be judgmental. We're just having a blast working together. But we don't want to be judgmental for other companies. And, you heard Jason say, he didn't know about this until a while ago. I didn't know certain things. We're not judgmental. We're going to try to make some change and try to be successful and, have some fun doing it. It's really that simple. Jason always says doing well by doing good. And that's really what it is. So hopefully we do inspire a lot of people, because sometimes there's, guilt, you didn't have anything to do with it. Sometimes, there's fear. And so hopefully we can show you that, it's prosperous, you're helping people, and, you'll have some fun.
That's
it.
That's it.
And, I'm glad you mentioned that too, because, cannabis is such a wide world, and there's so many different perspectives and experiences that, it really does bring those different voices and bring those different experiences together to the table is how we're going to create, the most substantial, beneficial industry for people, So what are you seeing? Obviously you're getting great response from people involved in it. Who else do you want to bring in to, really take this to the level that you want it to be? Are there certain criterias or different types of efforts that you're looking for that you haven't seen yet, or what else would you like to do to build out the effort?
Yeah, I think that in terms of the companies we're investing in, we've just sort of started from that perspective. Although we've gotten a ton of, I've gotten a ton of emails through my LinkedIn or or direct or through the JW Asset Management website, and I know that Chris has gotten a ton as well. We need to start pouring. I didn't realize the extent. We probably have I don't know, somewhere around 100 inbound emails from people. So we need to start pouring through that right now, or in the next few days. But we also Chris and I were just on a Zoom earlier with this amazing Black entrepreneur who already has licenses in 2 states. We were listening to a story, and I think we were both pretty inspired by him. And then the really cool, so that is probably our first candidate for an investment. We're doing a call with them again on Monday. But what's so cool to think about is, at least with this gentleman, we're excited about investing in his business, but we're also excited about how he can mentor some of the more early stage other entrepreneurs that we're going to be looking to fund. So we don't have any hard and fast rules right now. We'll invest in pretty much anywhere in the U.S. And in whether it's a dispensary or it's fully vertically integrated, or it's it's just it's a cultivation company or some type of cannabis technology. We're open to all of it as long as we think it can be a sustainable, profitable company over the long term, and we we think that we share the same ideals as the entrepreneurs.
On the municipality side, we've already been able to speak to a few municipalities that really would love Jason's operational know-how, training, job training for a lot of people that have been affected or by these same laws, and those that want to just get into the business. And so I'm really excited about how we can work with different municipalities and communities to, even embolden this area of cannabis, because listen, there's so many people that want to be a part of it on a different level that don't know how, and we can kind of forge that excitement into one role. So looking forward to that as well.
Absolutely. Looking forward to seeing what happens. So obviously the bringing together of you two guys, we're seeing celebrities of two different statures coming together here to do good. Chris, from your field, we've seen a few other NBA players making some notable efforts in, just the inclusion space as well as in cannabis. Al Harrington comes to mind. Do you see other people from the NBA or your professional sports background coming involved with you guys in this? Or how do you see potentially other athletes being able to do similar sort of efforts?
Well, the great thing is that, my partner is Jason Wild. And so Jason and I work together to figure out kind of what we like to do together and how we'll go forward with our mission statement. However, Al Harrington, he's done so much. He's a friend. And what's great is that, I'm sure we'll get together at some point. But right now, I just encourage him and use his brand. As far as others, Matt Barnes and others, these are my young guys. They're in a whole nother world. They're my younger brothers. And so there's always that synergy. And that's what I mean. We live what we say. And so, yes, there'll be some crossover because, not only recreational, but we use it for pain management, mood management, inflammation. So a lot of athletes, my baseball friends, football friends, you're going to start to see, I did get some response from people saying, listen, thank you for doing this, coming out and letting it be known, because hopefully just as we introduce some communities into this, we'll allow some players to hide from the negative narrative and stigma that was created for certain reasons about cannabis. And so it's really been cool, inspiring a lot of people and them inspiring us. So it'll definitely be some working together because I'm fans of theirs, I'm friends of theirs, but right now we've set out on a mission and we have some work to do.
And my kids would definitely, it's funny, Andrew, you just described, I sort of smiled when you said two celebrities. I certainly don't consider myself a celebrity, and my kids for sure were so excited. I think I told Chris the other night when he posted the whole story on Instagram, they couldn't believe all the, check marked famous, athletes and celebrities that were giving Chris kudos. But I don't consider myself a celebrity.
Some celebrities do it in the dark, Andrew. Some celebrities.
That's right. Yeah. Well, Jason, good to be humble. Chris, you've not playing up your celebrity status, but you guys are definitely celebrities. So it's good to see you guys doing it. The last thing though I want to touch on before turning it over to you guys, is bringing it back to what we were talking about. It's not just about making a profit. It's about using it to benefit the community. It's about using it to benefit the cannabis industry in general. You've touched on it a little bit already, but I would love to just turn it over to you a little bit more. And, what is the importance of that? And, if you haven't already expanded enough on it, if there's anything else, what else do you want to do to use that revenue generated to help out the community and the industry?
Yeah, sure. Chris?
Well, look, tax dollars are definitely going to help the different communities, especially in communities that are trying to recruit companies to come there, and communities, like Michigan, where I'm from, in Detroit, that you're going to have to make a substantial investment, maybe in real estate and other things. I think it also has a pride and awareness in different communities, because here you have this industry that's just on the roll, and maybe you have a chance to be in this industry. So just the fact that there may be opportunity for you as an entrepreneur, let alone the jobs that you're going to have, let alone the training, the removal of the stigma in case you've been incarcerated in a nonviolent crime because of participation in marijuana. And it allows the community into a revenue stream that, if you really want to talk about it, most industries, that were started or built off the backs of labor of certain communities, those communities have been locked out of to this day. And here you have an industry leader saying, I see and I believe in this. I've been through the ups and downs of this, and I believe in this cannabis industry. I see where it's going. And not only do I believe in hard work and success that are going to make this at the top, but I believe that in America, you can work your way up from the bottom with hard work. And we're going to find those hard workers and sustain the bottom with that to have a full, thriving industry. That's what it's about. And again, other industries hopefully will adapt those principles there. So I just see a domino effect where, Martin Luther King said, I don't want to invoke him, but he said, you know, if you get out in the middle of a lake and it's still, he says, what happens if you drop a small pebble? And, you know, the ripples go. So we have audacious goals and aspirations, but really it's just putting one foot forward, and I'm excited. I don't know what is going to happen, but I bet it inspires one person, and that one person or that one company is going to do some special things.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's sort of, I guess the only thing I would add, it sort of has felt like the perfect storm since, you know, for the last year or so, in terms of setting this all up for the cannabis industry. I mean, the fact that so many people, you know, have been suffering and are at home and are anxious and can't sleep, and you know, that's certainly been a driver for you know, for sales of the plant and people using it. And the fact that all these state level governments need cash because they've missed out, they have huge holes in their budgets, and cannabis is definitely a tool that could help that could help solve some of that problem. And the fact with respect to the cannabis industry and sort of what Chris alluded to, it's pretty much the only industry I know of that does have a major social equity component in it already, that the states have already you know, been you know, on the forefront of developing these social equity opportunities. So part of it is, you know, that's sort of why it, you know, why it's cannabis, and hopefully it transfers over to other industries, is because we do have in cannabis, we have a great platform to make a major difference there. And then certainly, you know, we think that, you know, we think there's going to be great opportunities if we can be successful here and build profitable companies. You know, this can be transported into other sectors as well. There's nothing necessarily so specific about cannabis, I don't think.
Yeah, let's hope we can create that positive, profitable domino effect like you're mentioning. And, you know, it's great to see efforts like yours being made. That said, you know, if someone hasn't gotten in touch yet and they want to learn more, how should they get in touch with you guys?
How should they get in touch? They can email me. I'm JWILD, J-Wild at JW Funds. And we will make sure that we get back to everybody. You know, give us a few days, but we're gonna get through them all. We're seeing a ton of interesting inbound emails and things like that, and we will definitely get to everybody. And yeah, bring it on.
Sounds good. Chris, anything else to say before I close it up for you?
No, this is just thanks for having us on. It's really cool, and hopefully it is a domino effect. Can't wait to see hopefully all the wonderful things that happen.
Well, we're definitely excited to cover you guys more. Keep us posted on the news. And one last thing that I forgot before I let you go, my family will kill me. Chris, if I'm a betting man, who do you think is going to make it to the NBA Finals this year?
Ooh, man, that's a tough one. But man, I think all the fans know, at least the fans that aren't too biased for their teams, you got to go with the Lakers. How can you bet against LeBron in his 18th year? And you got to go. I think New York stand up, not the Knicks, but Brooklyn, the Nets. I think the Nets are going.
All right. Well, that hurts as a Philly fan, but all right. I appreciate the honesty.
But Philly has a chance too. Let me hedge my bet.
It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. Well,
tough.
I appreciate the honesty on that front, and more so, I appreciate you guys taking the efforts and doing what you're doing here. Please let us know if there's anything else we can do to spread the word or get you guys any more news. But thank you so much for sharing the news with us and talking, and we're excited to see what comes next.
Thanks, Andrew. Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys. Have a great one.
Thank you.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye now.